Na, 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 na.
Hanging out down the street. The same old thing we did last week. Not a thing to do but talk to you. We're all right. We're all right. Hello, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Can I receive some? I don't even know how to feel about this news, but it's news.
News. What news do you have today?
Can you stop doing the robot, man?
I am not doing the robot. I am a robot. I'm sorry. I had to get it out of my system.
What's gotten into you today?
I have a malfunction in my data. I'm just being a robot. Let's go to the news. Before I do it again, please.
You have the neck ass virus. That's what it is.
That may be true. I must reevaluate my programming. This is what happens when you're bored and tired and it's not something. And you like to do things and have fun and be a goofball. I'm a goofball. I do goofball stuff. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Fine, you dork. So, so,
That's a hurtful word. I'm telling you.
Oklahoma and Texas are a part of the SEC now.
Why?
That's the news.
Great. So I have to deal with your cousin now in this conference.
Yep. Yep, we do.
I don't like this. They need to just leave.
One
They need to just
every
leave
other
things alone.
So, listen, man. I personally could care less because these are, well, Oklahoma is a threat, but that could change at in any year's notice. That's what I love about college football, right?
Man,
One program school could be a powerhouse for years,
correct.
and then one day they just lose one game, and they're not the same for another like 5, 10 years.
Correct.
Case in point, Florida,
Trash.
90s. We won our national championship in 1996, and we're just hot every year after that. We went to a bowl game every year. And 2001, 2002 came along. Rex Grossman was our quarterback,
Trash.
and we started to fall into like a spell of mediocrity. I want to
Mm-hmm.
say it was either before or after Jesse Palmer was there, and well,
Trash.
from like from that period of time until 2006,
Trash.
exactly. Then 2006, we won a national championship.
Great.
Then '07, '08, like so, like we were doing well, and then Tim Tebow graduated.
Trash.
And to put it in perspective, we just started getting back good like 3 years ago.
Well, don't be fat. Don't be sad because before Joe Burrow came and did his thing and graduated and all, we hadn't won nothing since '07.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I understand. And now Joe Burrow left and just Jefferson left and Jamar Chase left and now we're trash again.
well, we won a national championship after y'all. However, since then, y'all have won a national championship. We haven't. So that's what
Yes,
made
but it
y'all
took
motherfuckers this past season that much sweeter.
yes, but we knew. But see, I knew that was gonna happen because once Burrow left, you know what I did? I checked out. It's like, yep,
I checked out. Oh
yep,
no.
yep, time to trash again. Jamar Chase ain't coming
Oh,
back. Yep,
yeah. I hate you. But
I'm a realist. Even though I
the
like to troll about my equals and things, I know what's really going on. Like I know the Eagles aren't winning the Super Bowl. I know this.
no, I
I
know,
know
I
the
know.
Tigers aren't winning the national championship. I know this. I know the trash. I know the Sixers aren't winning a title. I knew this. I just like to be a fan. I'm a super fan. I like my fans. I like my team. But I know we're not gonna win. I'm not dumb. Okay. I know the Phillies are garbage. I know this. It's good to root for them to feel like something's happening. I like hope. Okay. Hope doesn't always like me back, but still, it's a love hate relationship
I hope
because
don't.
when hope succeeds, I succeed. Like the year we won the Super Bowl, I wasn't hopeful at all. Your cousin told me we were going to win. I didn't believe it. Then I watched it, and then what happened afterwards? Trash. So I really love to troll people sometimes about my team because I just love to see people react so with such aggression, like you and Juan. More so Juan. Juan the shit is
Juan's a
proven it.
delusional Boston sports fan. He's a delusional black Boston sports fan.
Yeah,
So
he likes Ty Cobb over Bobby Roode.
that tells me everything you need to know about Juan.
Well, I don't know if it's true, but I'm sure it has something going on.
You're just here for the Juan slander.
I'm just here for the Juan slander. Juan, you racist loving bastard! Tell us about your Ty Cobb, how he hates niggers, or whatever he says.
Juan needs cosmetic surgery. His face is too punchable.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
but
I'm sorry, I just said that. That's terrible.
nah,
Hey.
but yeah. So
wait. All right.
thank you. But yeah, so Oklahoma is like relatively good right now. However, they can come into this conference, suffer a pivotal loss, and just wallow in the conference like Mississippi State or Vanderbilt.
Wow.
Texas is like essentially already Mississippi State. Because the thing is that each conference have their like certain charms, right?
Correct.
You watch the ACC game, you're going to see a dogfight. You watch the SEC, you want to see a relatively defensive game. A lot of like low scores usually, unless it's a blowout. And when it's a blowout, it's a fucking blowout. Um, but the Big 12, it's not rare, but it's not common either
Hmm.
that you see a low scoring Big 12 game because Big 12 teams usually don't rely on defense. They rely on high power offense as their best defense. So you have teams like Texas Tech who runs an air raid. You have TCU who runs a spread. You have Baylor who runs a spread. Like all these Big 12 teams, they run very like run and gun type offenses. You usually more gun than run. I don't know how Texas in particular is going to fare in this conference because this is a conference of stout defenses. Well, the big hitters of this conference have stout defenses. We have a stout defense. Bama has a stout defense.
I would say us. If there's anything we can do, we can put up a defense.
SEC. Like, if they can get around our defense, then it's cancel Christmas. But I don't see them getting around the stout defenses of the SEC. And then you have the Pac-12 that it's like a mixed bag.
Right.
A lot of passing. However, you have a lot of run-heavy teams. You have a lot of pro style. So, and then the Big Ten. It's football. So all these conferences have all the major conferences at least, because we still ain't talk about the American Conference or the Sun. Is Sun? Know what I mean? Like,
No, because you kind of went out.
we should have 4 super conferences,
Oh, yeah, I seen you post that on Facebook.
right? Where and they don't have to be geographically ambiguous, or uh, I mean aligned. They can be ambiguous, but you have 4 major conferences, and in these 4 major conferences, you have, let's say, 2014. You have a top 25 in each conference, right?
Right.
So just like that, you have 100 teams in their own little top 25, not only in conference standing, but they'll be looking to be in the top 25 nationally. And then the last, 51 schools that, aren't big enough for the super conferences, they just all go independent.
Yeah.
Why not? Because that way you'll get less, you'll get double A teams facing these powerhouses as cream puff games become more of a rarity, because now you have these 51 schools to choose from. It's like, pick these motherfuckers because they're better than they're better. Plus the fact that they could use the money as well. You know what I'm saying? To, take these dives if they have to, or so on and so forth. Or maybe, just maybe, they upset y'all, and boom, just like that, you have the development of another powerhouse. If not a powerhouse, a household name. College football works in wacky fucking ways, and roughly anything can happen in that motherfucker. It's not as predictable as professional football, where it's like, all right, the team's good. They're going to win that game 9 times out of 10, unless it's a trap game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, in college football, one year a team can go like, 12, 13 games in a college football season.
Yeah, about.
They can go like 1-12 or 1-11, and then turn around the next year and motherfucking end up going undefeated and being like 10th in the top 25.
Or being trash and winning the national championship like Tigers did.
Contrary to popular belief, y'all weren't necessarily trash.
Or good either.
But y'all did backdoor y'all way into the playoffs. I don't know how, even with the seating that you guys had, but it happened. So,
Yo, what do you do? What does it all mean, Basil?
well, that's the point I'm getting to, right? Now, with these 4 super conferences and a top 25 in each conferences, you can create seating for your playoff. Now, you play 8 games in the season. Boom, just like that, you have a like solid playoff tree because an 8 game season is enough to build up, well, your first few games are going to be your like setup games, like your prep games, but then the rest of the season is going to be go go go. So I 100% wouldn't say 8 game. Let's say 10 game, right? We go 10 game, and instead of the last 2 games, you start rivalry weeks earlier, and then you start your playoffs early as well with a 2 week window. That way, instead of a four tree, you can now have an 8 tree. All right.
Mhm.
Out of this 8 tree, you have 2 teams from each conference. So the top two in each conference. And those two are the winners of your conference, unless another team ends up in the conference game in which, they win. And conference standing system will probably work even better as well because now you have two, a top two. You play your conference game week 10, and whoever wins the conference game, they're, number one seed in your conference. And whoever loses that conference game, either A, well, there's no A or B because if they lose, they just immediately get bumped down. And then at
Right.
that point, your third place is now in the show. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Just just makes things much more fascinating. And basically, weeks 8 to 10 is your uh playoffs before the playoffs because you're fighting for those 2 slots, but you're outside looking in third and fourth place.
Hey,
And
now,
again, with college football constantly, the landscape of college football constantly changing, that top 25 can switch up year by year by year. It could look consistent. It could look a mess. One team could be 25th one year, another team and be 10th the next year. Another team could be, first and fuck around and drop to like 22nd by the end of the next season. Things like that always happen in college football because an upset happens on any given Saturday, and that's something they should consider.
indeed, definitely some things I thought. Give his idea some consideration.
Not a fan of the robot, Kenny.
uh,
Um,
Atlanta 15, Philadelphia 3. Wow, we are trash. We gave up 15 runs.
we beat the shit out of y'all. Yeah, so that's another thing. I only got hope in the Hawks and the Braves because they're actually playoff teams. Braves
Yeah,
usually, Hawks recently. I renounced my Falcons fandom because they just absolutely re fucking fuse to be great. So
you
I
know,
don't
you're forever an Atlanta fan.
no.
And you know what's gonna be funny? You say this now, and they mess around and go to Super Bowl and possibly win it. How would you feel?
Kenny, I already know that's what's going to happen.
Well, if you ask me, you're still a Falcons fan, so if that does happen. Yeah, we can celebrate.
You tell me I can celebrate, but in my mind, I'm going to be like, ain't this about a bitch? I had to renounce my goddamn fandom. I had to sell my fandom. And
Hey, sometimes the most difficult choices require the strongest of wills. And us.
What?
The most difficult choices require the strongest of wills.
All right.
You
Well, we're gonna go ahead and stop
know what I'm
pre-show.
saying?
And
Let's get
go
started.
ahead.
Let us begin with the show.
God damn it. Enough with the robot.